always, for some reason or other, wanted to be a physician. Included in New York State's records, they have a spot that saying what the kid wants to be when he grows up. And I always put down physician.
It's something for the children, all that he has accomplished.
The accomplishments of Dr. Morton Terry are difficult to measure because no one will ever know for certain how many lives he's impacted through the educational institutions he's founded, the healing touch of his medical practice, the hospitals and clinics he led, the advocacy and leadership within his profession, the thousands whose lives intersected with his. But Dr. Terry would be the first to proclaim he did not achieve any of this alone. At every turn, at his side was his beloved Jerry.
I met my husband in 1945. He had just finished his schooling, and I had just finished my nurse's training. And I thought, who was this guy?
She was a nurse, he an aspiring physician who had chosen a branch of medicine controversial to some. But for Dr. Terry, osteopathic medicine just made sense.
The philosophy is, don't treat a disease. Treat a patient who has a disease. And that makes quite a difference. Decided to become an osteopathic physician and go to the Philadelphia College of Osteopathy. A skinny little nurse who I married in 1948.
At the invitation of a former patient, they honeymooned in Miami Beach.
After several years of $25 a month of salary, the prospect of a free honeymoon was very attractive. When I saw Miami in 1948, all ideas of practicing anyplace else left.
There were only about a dozen osteopathic physicians in Dade County when Dr. Terry began practicing in Miami. He would be the first to practice internal medicine. But his profession was misunderstood and faced great obstacles.
The kinds of prejudice that I went through the years, it was unbelievable. They wouldn't let DOs into the hospitals, so they had to build their own hospitals.
Dr. Terry, a natural leader and pioneer, went on to help found 3 osteopathic hospitals in Miami, the first in 1951, specifically built to serve the black community in the era of segregation.
You talk about community service. At a point in time, many people of color, particularly African American, were not being cared for in a lot of venues, and he felt that he ought to build a hospital in Opelika, and he did. And why did he do it? He said that people needed care.
But that was only the beginning for Dr. and Mrs. Terry. They were people of vision, people who would not accept "it can't be done" for an answer. Jerry Terry knew that her husband still had big dreams to fulfill. By the late 70s, Dr. Terry had been heading up internal medicine at Osteopathic General Hospital in North Miami Beach for more than 15 years, when he saw the tide turning for smaller, privately owned hospitals. Larger conglomerates were taking over. His business sense was always acute, and Dr. Terry saw the door to a dream open.
I still had the dream that I had when I first came down of a College of Osteopathic Medicine in the southeastern United States. There were only 5 colleges in the country. So I kept thinking about it. We made arrangements in 1978 to sell the hospital for $12 million. It then started the Osteopathic Medical School called the Southeastern College of Osteopathic Medicine. We took our first class of 36 students in 1981 and got full accreditation in 1985 with the graduation of our first class.
The growth of the school was incredible. They soon added a college of pharmacy, of optometry, of allied health, where they trained physician's assistants, therapists, public health specialists. And less than 10 years after it graduated its first class, Southeastern University of Health Sciences merged with Nova University.
In '93, The idea of the possibility of the merger first came to our attention. It was a very simple thing. Dr. Terry wrote down some things on the back of a program or something of that nature. And within a year, we not only came to all the definitive agreements, done our due diligence, but in fact merged. So we merged in 1994. It was a tremendous concept, and 10 years, almost to the month, when it was first conceived, the bottom line to it is both institutions are better because of it, and this university is better because of it.
Nova Southeastern University. This was his love, this was his place, this was his calmness, this is what he wanted.
The project was a labor of love. And everybody that came to work for us at the beginning all had the same idea of enthusiasm of doing things for students and the public.
He always had that feeling. He wanted a medical school down here. And that's how we started.
They've made a remarkable team. And it really is a team effort to start one school and have it successful, let alone the numerous schools that Dr. Terry has started and seen to grow into prominence in their fields. And she's been with him every step of the way.
At this point in time, a lot of us have such deep emotional, to be candid, grief. But, you know, how is he remembered? He's remembered because Dr. Mort Terry has given to education his professional humanity, his skill, as well as his human qualities. So that's where the true legacy will be.
My major payment has been the fact that I get letters, visits, and calls from students telling me how great they're doing and thanking me for making it all possible. What can you get that's better than that?
We could never have imagined what our life would be like. I'm very proud of him.
The world doesn't owe me anything. I've been really fortunate.
Dr. and Mrs. Morton Terry, recipients of the 2004 President's Community Award.